Hey you adventurers, today I'm going to do a long-term review of the 1190 while I'm doing a bit of maintenance, go through the mods that I've done to this bike, and yeah, it's just my opinion, you know. So yeah, I'm not a journalist or anything. This is not fake news. It's just my bike, what I've done to it, and yeah, you know, we'll go through everything that I've done and we can see how it goes. Yeah, so I've just put this thing back together, pulled it all apart for a bit of maintenance, and I've got put a couple of new tyres on. Currently I've got a TKC 80 on the front, and the Motos Adventure tyre on the rear, and I've just redone my air filters, which are the uni filter setup in the box here, air box. So I thought I'll show you what I've done here before I put the tank back on, because it's a bit hard to explain. But one of the problems with all modern bikes, they use these plastic screws, which I swear I didn't strip them out. I'm sure the service mechanics did. I'm going to blame them anyway. You know, maybe I've over-tightened these at some point, I don't know. But the plastic screws that hold the lid on the airbox actually strip out. So what I've done is I've put bolts, I've re-drilled the holes right through, put a bolt from the underside with a nut on the top. So now when I want to change the air filter, I just spin these nuts off, take the lid off, put it all back and tighten these up. So that is much more robust than the original. The other things I've done is I have put a set of driving lights on, so the wiring for those runs through to the battery. It's got its own fuse. It doesn't go through the dashboard or anything. Its own wiring from the battery to the lights with a switch, and then I've got a solenoid running off the through the electronics in the bike, so that the headlights are off when the ignition's off. You can see that in this video that I link here, and yeah, that was pretty easy to do. Yeah. So the other thing while we're under here is the battery. I've actually got a lithium battery, and it's been great so far. You know, they're super light, and yeah, it's the Moto cell. It's been good to me. I haven't had any problems with it. It's, yeah, it's light. It's good cranking. It's been great. No problems at all. So what else is not standard on this bike? Well, so we've got the airbox and battery. We've got an exhaust, the wings exhaust. I've got a video of fitting that. It's lighter. It sounds way better, and it runs cooler. I guess, you know, any brand, they all seem good to me. The Akrapovic or Akrapovic, however you want to pronounce it. I just bought wings because it's so much easier to pronounce. And this does suck, especially since I've got freaking 3/4 of a tank of fuel in here. Actually, while we're here, the other thing I've done is I've gutted my breather. It's a little breather thing, and I'm sure they get blocked up, and I was having problems of it. I'd open the fuel, I'd hear it hissing, I'd open the fuel tank and it would boosh, fuel would explode out. I don't think I've got that. Yes, I have got that on video. I'll link that one as well. The little valve here, it's a little ball valve, and I'm sure it gunks up or it sticks somehow, so I just gutted it. So when my bike is upside down now, fuel does come out the overflow. So what? If you ever do replace your fuel tank and put it back on, make sure that you open both fuel taps. I forgot to once. This side emptied, the other side stayed full. The fuel gauge said I had 150 odd kilometers left, and the bike stopped. I'm like, what? I also managed to break the mirrors off. Yeah, a few falls. The stock mirrors did break at their mounts. You can see this mount here. actually broken out, so instead of replacing that, I've just got the double take mirrors on there. Double take's got this beautiful shaped ones now, but they weren't out when I got these, unfortunately. I also managed to bend the brake lever. I hit a wombat running at night, just almost dodged him, just cracked him with the brake lever and it bent like a bloody banana. And I took it off and I tried to straighten it. I got it mostly straight, but I just couldn't get it on the right angle to fit back in the frame. It's a very tight fit there. And also I think that it killed the bearing because the bearing felt all notchy. So whoosh, away that went, just bought a new brake lever. When I bought it, of course, it did come with the bash plate. I got the B&B bash plate. They're an Australian company that actually just from up the road from where I bought this from at Bolton's Motorcycles in Kyneton. And the radiator guard. It's a rad guard. I don't know who makes them. I think they're Australian as well. I'm not sure. Also, I got with the bike heated grips. It's just a bit of a luxury item, you know, because yes, I'm still a bit soft in some ways. Yep, 12.5 Newton meters. I've also put on Aftermarket Handguards. The original handguards are actually still fine. I never broke them or anything. I did have a couple of fallovers not with them, and they seem, you know, they seem pretty tough, but I just didn't trust them as much as a set of aluminium handguards. So these are just some generic brand, TKK I think might be, or whatever. They're just cheapies, and but they do the job. They're steel, they're aluminium. They don't break too easy. So the other thing was the brake lever. I broke the end off that, but I actually never replaced it. I've just left it as a shorty because I always thought that was pretty good. And then I guess one of the bigger problems that I have actually with this bike, I bent the rear shock bolt. That's definitely on video too, linked here. Out on some rough tracks, hit a big washout, went through it, or launched the front wheel over the washout, back, hit it, and you know, the suspension bottomed out. It bent this bolt here, the shock bolt, like a banana. I think I've still got it. So yeah, you can see that's got quite a bend in it. And yeah, that bent, and then the rear wheel actually smashed all the plastic in under this guard, smashed it out, which meant that there's a computer up the back there. That, you know, all this was gone. It just dropped out onto the ground. So yeah, the suspension. I mean, when it bottoms out, the wheel shouldn't hit the arch for a start, right? I think the clearance is that small that bend in the shock bolt was enough to allow it. I'm not sure, but anyway, broke. I didn't like it. Cost me a few bucks. And then while we're talking about, you know, hitting big objects and bottoming stuff out, the front rim, oh my god, so soft. I've bent it and straightened it and bent it and straightened it. It's probably going to collapse on me one day, I don't know, but it's soft as butter. So while we're talking about the bike's weaknesses, I have got some stills of it. I've made up a aluminium frame in the front here. So this front end, it's held on by 4 plastic screws through a plastic body. And that plastic body, with the weight of the headlight and, well, the phone's on here, and I've got driving lights on the front, it does this, right? And the weight of that just flogs out those holes, and it gets worse and worse until you can see your headlight bouncing around. And I'm like, this is shit. It's all plastic. It actually, there's 4 screws in the main things, but then it also relies on these side plastics, which we'll put on in a second. It relies on those to create stiffness for the front end. It makes it lightweight, but it makes it piss weak too. So I made up an aluminium frame to fit in there. I've got photos of it on the floor, but I'll show you in here. That makes this front end strong as anything. Like, it's solid as a rock now. And for the sake of a few hundred grams of aluminium, I can't remember how much it weighs, like 300 grams or something, you know. So you've got the original plastic screw, the other plastic screw down there, and then I've got one new screw. So there's actually 3 points, and then the bar that you can see in the front actually sits hard against this, it's like a plastic sleeve through there. So anyway, the whole thing ends up very tight. I have got a couple of little brake cracks in the indicators, particularly the rear ones. The front ones have been pretty good actually. They did have water in them at some point, but I heard some people got that replaced under warranty. I never did. I don't like claiming warranties unless I have to. But they just dried out eventually, and been fine ever since. Yeah, salesmen probably love me, you know, just come in, buy a bike, take it in for its major services, never complain. I don't know what's going on here. I don't know if this is weird. The camera actually just shut off saying it was overheating. So I don't know if this is normal. I just put it in the freezer. I might leave it there for a few minutes. Tell you what, the stuff I own must be just way too cheap. I've never seen a camera just overheat. It says, can't use live view until it cools down. It's like, what the? So the other major thing that I've done is the fender, the front high fender. What a great mod. I tell you what, all 1190 Adv R owners should do it. So yeah, so this is the high fender. I've still got my driving lights on, and yeah, it performs really well. It is basically just a KTM 690 front fender, and then you need this bracket up here. There's a mob in America that makes them. I actually just made this one up myself. It's got a few holes in it because I've adjusted it a few times. If I was going to do it again, I'd be able to get it right. Use that as a template. But yeah, I mean, I think it looks good, and I think it's bloody awesome. I've also got some anti-straps pannier racks on here for my pannier bags. And that is about all the mods that I've done. One other thing that has happened is my rear ABS sensor cracked out and died, and I've had that replaced. Again, not on a warranty. They just said, oh, well, you probably bashed it. Well, maybe a rock bashed it or something, I don't know. But it stopped working. So, yeah. Yeah, so other than those few items, well, it's basically the bike has performed bloody beautifully. It's not quite been faultless. I've just listed everything that's ever gone wrong with it. It's got awesome power, as you would well know. It's got awesome handling on the road. I think the chassis design, everything is great. It feels really nice. It's very confidence inspiring, obviously depending on what tyres you go for. It's great for touring. It can carry heaps of gear. It can go 2-up. It's awesome fun off the road. Obviously it's not a dirt bike. It is great fun in dirt bike territory, but only if you like a challenge. Yeah, it is heavy. It doesn't jump. You've seen videos on YouTube of them jumping. Well, I'm telling you, every time they did that, they replaced something. Things break. It's not that strong. Unless, of course, maybe they upgraded the suspensions, paid thousands and thousands for suspension work, and now it's all good. That is a very distinct possibility. But I just financially can't justify spending my entire life savings on a bike like this and then spend another $6,000 on suspension work. I mean, that just seems bloody ludicrous to me. It's like a highway robbery. So basically, would I buy one of these bikes again? I guess that's the. I guess that is the defining question, isn't it? Well, yes, I would. If I was in the same position as I was before, I would buy this bike again. I've been really happy with it, despite some of its flaws, and what I've put it through. I can't really complain. I've been really happy with it, and yes, I would buy it again. However, in the next couple of years, I think there's a lot more bikes coming onto the market, which maybe brings a bit more competition to the field. So the Yamaha T7, I'm very interested to see what its statistics will be, and the new KTM 800, 790, whatever it is. I'll be very interested to see what it's like. I think my new criteria is, I love a big bike like this, but I need to be able to jump. So yeah, I mean, if I bought it, if the T7 came in, that a lot cheaper, you could probably afford to maybe upgrade the suspension. I don't know. Let's hope it comes with good suspension. If it comes with good suspension, geez, I might be sold. You never know. Hopefully that answered a lot of questions that I've been getting about the bike and its mods, and do I like it, and what's its long-term review? Well, long-term review is it's still going. It's going as good as I ever got it. It produces more and more power the longer I own it, I am sure. Yeah, it's as it loosens up, I guess. Yeah, it's been really good. I've been super happy. So thanks for watching. Oh, one more thing. This weekend I'm going on a ride, which depends what day you see this, but I'm going on a ride. The ride where we got stuck on the side of the hill. This time I've got knobbies. Hopefully I won't leave the traction control turned on. And we're going to attempt this massive hill climb that I didn't make it up last time. So yeah, stay tuned for that video. I know I don't produce many videos, but the reason is I don't give a shit. I just produce videos when I feel like it. It's no schedule to me. Subscribers doesn't really matter. I mean, if you enjoy the content, you enjoy the content, that's fine. I've got a full-time job. I've got a family. I'm busy. I'll just do stuff when I feel like it. So but that doesn't mean don't message me and say, come on, where the frick is your next video? Sometimes those are encouragement to bump me along. Come on, make another one. Because I always want to. It's only a matter of sometimes I really run out of time. So yeah, no worries. Thanks for watching, and yeah, keep an eye out. Cheers.